Okay. So, ages 20 to 21. So I was at that motel, like I mentioned, and I, um, ended up, because I found out about him raping my friend who also worked with me, another housekeeper, and just some other reasons. I've never done this before with a job. I've never just like literally walked out on a job, but I did. I went in to clean one of the rooms and then I just walked away. But I only did that once I had another place to live. So what happened was I found an apartment building that wasn't too far away. Um, and this was expensive even. I guess it would be cheap now, but back then it was, I mean, I think back then it was a lot. I paid for a studio, I paid 600 a month. Um, yeah, it was definitely expensive for that time period in the early 2000s. Um, but the good thing is the person who owned the apartment building let me pay by the week. So I would get paid every week. Working, obviously I only had one job at this point because I wasn't working at the motel. So every week when I got paid for a bakery job, I would just pay my rent. So what is that, like 150 a week? So I would do that and they allowed me to pay cash. So it was actually like a really good situation. It was a beautiful, beautiful view. I mean, because where I was living was about a couple blocks, a mile or something from the beach. And I had a balcony. I was on the second floor and I could literally see the beach. It was like such a nice place. And so this girl came into my life. She was 14 at the time, I think. And she just like latched on to me very quickly. She would always be like walking her dog and she would come to, say hi to me or whatever. And she just loved me. And so, and I found out, I don't remember how I found out. I think maybe her aunt or some, she lived with her mom and her aunt. And apparently she had a similar situation to mine, although it sounded like it was worse for her, but she was molested by her dad. And but the difference is that her mom and dad were separated. And but she was going to counseling. And actually she was going to a counseling at a church because they were Christians. And this is like one of those things where I really look back and I feel like I think that God was kind of trying to use me at various points of my life and I messed it up. Because this girl was going to counseling and like I met with the counselor at one point and they were like, if you could just talk about what you went through, it might help her a little bit. And I was like, why would I want to go into detail? I felt like that would make her more upset. So I just kind of tried to be her friend and whatever. But I feel like I kind of failed, maybe I could have helped her in some way. But yeah, I feel like that's one of those times that God was really trying to get me to help people, and I failed, because I was still just far away from him, and I was very stubborn. And this is how I know. All my experiences tell me that Calvinism is not what the truth is, because if grace is irresistible, I never would have gotten saved, because all those times I kept resisting the Holy Spirit. I kept resisting. And I don't even know why eventually I ended up getting saved. I don't know why God didn't get sick of me. But yeah, that was just one of those times where I was like, you know what? I mean, at the time I thought I was doing the right thing, but I think deep down, I think I knew that there was more that I was supposed to do to help this girl, and I didn't do it.